Hi guys, how are you today? I'll wait till some people gets in here. Just thought I'd come on today and see what's going on in the world and different places. I've been a lot of places, seen a lot of different things. And one minute you can believe one thing, next minute you can't. Uh, the 1776 restoration movement. I've been a lot of places asking about them. A lot of people ain't heard from them, but I've watched them all week. They're really peaceful. A lot of good people there. But I'm waiting for some people to come in here. Uh, got a lot of things to talk about. Uh, talking about like different things that you know about. It's just like the 10-year-old who got pregnant in Columbus. People debunked that and said it wasn't true. Now you're finding out it was one of these refugees coming across the border. It done that to that little girl. So what in the heck's going on? Uh, the Texas shooting. You're finding more about it every day. What's going on with that? All those officers should have been fired after we seen those clips. There's a lot of things going on, and man, the people needs to know about it. I mean, why is all these news places hiding all this? It just seems like they're covering up for them. But no, you see if we can get some people in here. Like I said, talk about a lot of different things. But I say let's just get this party started. Let me go back here in the back room and see if anybody's in here. I dropped the link. Uh, I don't see anybody yet. There's T. Lee. I see her. That's the link there, guys. You can click on that. I see New York starting to put those signs in the grocery stores for nuclear bomb, what you should do. There's a lot of things going on, guys. We just need to start talking about it, sharing your information. A lot of people debunk everything, and I don't believe a lot of that. And then you find out a lot of it's true, like they're trying to cover it up. Just say, well, it ain't true, but then you find out it is true. But but no, I just thought we should come on here and talk about things. Now we got Edna Teeley, Miss Blue Moon in here. Uh, but the link was posted. I think it's still there. Uh, right there it is on top. But no, I was just curious of what's going on. Every day there's something new, or every night. People's just got just different things, and uh, you got the 1776 restoration movement. I see a lot of good people in there. You got Oreo down there, Taco Joe down there. You got X-Ray down there. You got a lot of people covering a lot of things. Uh, look like very good patriots. Uh, but no, I just like to know what's going on. But I just figured it'd give us something to talk about. Uh, but no, I welcome everybody up here so we can get on a talk and see what their brains are thinking about. we're all, even if we're wrong, we can always keep moving on. We don't have to stay on one subject. We can just keep on going, jump into another one, just so we ain't arguing. Because I just think we all need to get along and uh, just do our own thing, help one another. It ain't no collar thing. It ain't nothing like that. We just need to all help each other. But that's what I'm saying. I think I heard. Let me go to the back room. Oh, I hear somebody. I don't hear anybody. Mm, what are we doing wrong? Can you guys hear us? They're up there, but I don't see them. I think that's T. Lee. Can you
Can
hear
you
us,
hear me
T. Lee?
now?
Yes, I hear you, T. Lee.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm getting a echo.
Uh, sometimes that's when you got your volume too high. I don't hear no echo or another device on.
Okay, maybe let's turn this off. Hang on, I'm trying to turn my phone off. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think I can do it
But
now.
no, yeah, this here's something new. I'm outside the camper because I can't do it in the house. Uh, I figure I'd try it in here because in the greenhouse it's just too warm. So I thought I'd just come in the camper and try it, see if this tin roof messes with it. But I think everybody's got good bars right now. I, I really don't see any bars on you. It almost sounds like a fan's running, T. Lee.
Huh. Well, I don't know what. I don't know. Oh, the fan. Duh, Donna. Can you still hear it?
Yeah,
Well, the fan's off now, so I don't know what it is.
maybe it's a computer fan.
It's gotta be. Oh, crud.
Yeah, the whole where your uh face thing is, it's all making a bunch of noise. You can see it blinking in and out. There it is. It's off. Yeah, you got it shut off now. I'm trying to keep an eye on the back room. We got a couple other people that's willing to come up here. But no, like I said, there's a lot of things. Yeah, now you got good service, T. Lee. If you got all green bars now, you're on the go. Uh, yeah, it takes a little bit to get this all programmed back in. So we're hearing each other real good. But no, I sat down and watched some streams last night, and a couple days now. Been watching a different bunch of a lot of people, and some of them's really not making any sense because, like I said, some of them says it's debunked on the 10-year-old girl. It didn't happen, but like I said, when you look it up, they counted him as a migrant. And my question is, where was the parents? How did he do that to that little girl? Uh, I think there was somebody once before told us about them people that's coming in our country of what they are. They're murderers and rapists and stuff. Well, this is what happens when you bring in people to our cities, our towns. That's the kind of stuff that's going to happen. And if we don't take a hold of that dang border, we're going to have more than that. We're all going to be fending for our kids. This here's the United States. We should be free. We need to start standing up for the Constitution. Our borders shouldn't be open right now. And it's pretty funny how everything's open and they're not worried about what goes on in this country. But you know what? My kids live here. Your kids live here. And that's like the Texas shooting. There, after I watched a couple people stream that, and they only showed little parts of it. That's all we seen. But last night I seen the whole footage on that. There was 35 to 55 cops standing in that school with shields, bulletproof vest, and you sit there and watch that, and it's just sickening. Uh, we got these veterans that's retired and stuff. Why ain't they in that school protecting our kids? You know, the government should give them guys the job first. But all this money going across seas, it shouldn't be going across seas. It should be here for our kids, guys. Like I said, it ain't black, white, yellow. It don't matter which color you are. You're here on the United States ground. That Constitution stands for you, me. It don't matter what color you are, what race you are. And everything needs to be turned over for the states, in my opinion. So if you don't like this state, go find you a state that you do like. You know, it'll work for us all. A lot of these regulations that they're putting on, they're just making us, I mean, they're just ruining our kids' life. But no, I just thought I'd see. I got a couple more people wanting to pop up here. Like I said, after I watched that Texas thing, and heck, it was like over 70 minutes them cops was in that school. And they're just standing back there. They're washing their hands with sanitizer. I mean, that shouldn't even went on. I mean, they're pushing all this crap down our throats, trying to scare us to death. And then you got New York's going to get hit with a nuclear bomb. They're just trying to scare us, guys. Back when they did that stuff before, what did they do? Oh, make sure you get in the middle of your house. They're just doing a scare event. They want to keep us in our house. I think it's time to stand up with that Constitution and our veterans. Like I said, I watched the 1776 all week, and them guys are peaceful. They're down there holding our American flag. We got 50 to 50, 60, 70, 75-year-olds down there walking to the mall. We got veterans down there. And it's all peaceful walking. We don't want any guns down there. We don't want any violence. We just want our Constitution to stand. And like I said, I went to a lot of shows and asked, Have you heard of these guys? Why ain't you guys stand up? Well, this is the first time I'm hearing about it. Well, they've been around a while, ever since the convoy broke up. I mean, I think we need to start shutting businesses down, shutting them trucks down, and tell them we're not going back to work till we hear answers. I just think that's the only way we're going to get anything done. But yeah, they're just going to keep scaring us to death. But that's why I named the show what it was. Like I said, Teely, she's still in red. She don't even got hardly any bars. But yeah, I just thought maybe we can get some people on here, talk about some of these things, different things that's going on. But yeah, and it's just like them guys was so peaceful down there, and the cops was just picking them apart down there. I mean, it did. They're not doing nothing. They're getting up in the morning. They're praying. They're singing an anthem. I mean, they're not doing anything wrong. But no, if I don't even get one person on here, I don't care. I just like to know what's going on, because you go to one stream and then one stream tells you one thing, and then you go to another stream tells you anything. And that's like, I went to a couple other streamers to talk about the movement, and they're like, well, I would come on your stream, but you don't got 1,000 or so many subscribers. Well, that's bullshit. I thought we was all Americans. Why don't we just stand up and help one another? I mean, it just don't make sense. They gotta realize they got kids in this country. We should all be helping one another the way it used to be. But no, if nobody wants to come out, they want to keep it hid. Well, that's how stuff gets hid, and that's how stuff gets started. I just think it's time to come out and clear the air. And I mean, yeah, you can get on a rant pretty fast, and that's the thing. This here's been building up on me all week, and it's like, what are you saying? It's like the 10-year-old girl. That should never happen. But then you find out it's some of these people, it's coming across the border, and they're murderers and killers and rapists. Them borders needs closed up, guys. And that's like the babies. That a lot of that stuff. I don't even want to get into that, because I really don't know a lot of it. But they're pushing a lot of it. They're trying to push that stuff in our face. But like I said, we're true Americans. We get up in the morning, we go to work, we're peaceful. Where is the real people that's going to stand up for that Constitution? It's a shame to see them down there on that park. All them old people, all them veterans standing up down there. Where's our younger generation? Let's see if anybody's in the back room. Maybe I'll get off my rant. Yeah, Miss Blue Moon, I got your hair. I don't know why we can't get Teely up here. But no, I just thought, like I said, I just thought I'd come on here. And I see a lot of people coming on here. There's nobody in that back room. But no, it's just like, I was watching the one stream. These two younger kids was down there. They came from Florida. They got the little Venmo thing popping up there. Them guys was sitting there in their car with the windows rolled up. And what did they do? They gave their money to the people that they didn't have nothing down there. And then it came up for a few days, but they was true patriots. I mean, they gave everything that they had if they got on their StreamYard or whatever it is, the Venmo thing, I think they got like $90. Well, they made it $100. They took $10 out of their pocket, and they gave that. I Miss Blue Moon.
Well, hi, Larry.
Yes, I'm on a rant. I don't know what I look like, but I really don't care. Like I said, we need to freaking get to the bottom of this. You're hearing one thing from one stream, one thing from another stream, and I just figure we would talk about some of it.
I think you're doing a fine job. Keep going. You're talking about the
But,
kids in their truck.
huh?
You're talking about the kids in their truck. Keep going. You're doing good.
Yeah, but no, it's like I said. The boy's he's in a truck. He's sweating. He has to keep his windows up. He's rolled up, and like I said, when I was raised, you could leave your doors open. You could leave whatever you want. But them kids were sitting in that truck, and I ain't saying kids. They're probably about between their 28 and 35. And they might be a little bit older, but I'm not sure. But they was sleeping in that truck and they was sweating. You could tell that it was hot. And but anyway, they had their little doodad going up there, and they had a lot of mean people in their chat. And but they had that stream where you donate the money to the Venmo thing, and then you had these people who they was just standing there for freedom all day and all night, and they gave that to them people because they thought they deserved that money to get them a pack of cigarettes, something to drink. But that's the kind of people that I look out for every day because I believe the same way they do. We got to help one another, not divide. We just need to come together. But and it's just like I was saying, where's all our younger people? Why ain't they down there? It's like, what's going on? And that's like I was saying with the border. They say they ain't coming in, but we got a lot of footage that's saying they are coming in. And then you go to other streams won't even cover it. I mean, it's time to click the switch on and figure out what is going on. Start asking your neighbors. They're bringing these people in, dropping them off into their cities. And what are we going to do about it when you got it in your town? Your children playing on the street or whatever. I think it's time to stand up for American freedoms. And then we was energy efficient. Now look at us. When old Sleepy Joe, when he ran, he said that's the way to take a country down. Cut their oil off. Cut this off. Cut that off. What in the world is going on, guys? But maybe I should drop the link again. I ain't only showing like 2 people, but maybe I should drop it. Oh, yeah, there's more than 2 people. Oh, we got a bunch in here. It's just a lot of them ain't coming up showing. But like I said, I think the children should come first. But that's pretty sad. But I looked that little girl up, and that I think it was Franklin, Ohio. Immigrant raped her. Tennessee Times. But that's the things that we got to be watching for.
Well, people should know by now, Larry, there's always more to the story. That's why the Democrats jumped on that so quick and put it out. Oh my gosh, this little girl had to go across the border to state line to Indiana to get her abortion. They tried to make it all about the abortion. That way, nobody focused on who was guilty of this crime, an illegal immigrant. They try to suppress the real information. They don't want people focused on what's going on the border. Real Anthony Aguero is down there constantly Okay, Oscar El Blue is in Mexico. All people have to do is look that up and watch their on the ground was down there from New York. She usually is doing um, rallies and protests and things like that. She was at the border. She was showing those people coming up out of that water up over that hill looking like a string of ants. That's how many there were. But you go into chats and you pay attention to what people saying. You know what they say? The border's closed. The border's closed. Okay, well, tell that to that 10-year-old little girl.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what I'm saying. Tell that to that 10-year-old girl. But what I like to know, where was her family at? You know, was her family on drugs? How did that happen? Tennessee Times, and then he can take her across the border to get her abortion. She shouldn't even have to do that. And it wouldn't have happened if them borders was closed.
Well, it probably wouldn't happen. Maybe I see if her parents were paying attention because, like you, I still don't understand how that was even possible to happen to her and it be repeatedly. But you move on
Yeah.
from that, and let's all thank Joe Biden for those open borders. They made a bus the other day with 1.2 million fentanyl pills. 48 hours in jail, and they were back out on the street.
Yes, and that's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that, that's what we need to be talking about because you got, like I said, you got them freedom people down there on that park, and they're saying they stopped the freaking traffic, and then they lock them up for that. But you catch a big drug dealer or something like that, they're back out on the street, and then these guys have to sit in there for 30 days, 10 days, 20 days. They're just messing with us all. But
Well, that's exactly right. That's why the
but that
mainstream media doesn't cover the 1776 movement that's sitting in downtown Washington, D.C., on the mall, in the heat, in the rain, all night, overnight, okay, getting harassed and all that kind of stuff. Have you seen any real reporters out there? A local reporter went out there a couple of times. But other than that, most people say, oh, I haven't heard of that. Just like what you said.
I went to 15 different streamers yesterday, and but the other streamers, they're like, they would say, "Well, I ain't even." I put it in there, and they's like, "Well, we don't see your comment. We don't see your comment." And then I have another girl get in there and say, "I see his comment," and then they're like, "Well, I don't see it." And then they switch my whole message around, and it's like, come on, guys, get your shit together, because you got some people texting me telling me they see my comment in their stream, mention this new movement of freedom, and then I go to other places and they're like, "Well, I ain't even heard of that movement." And here I've been watching it for 2 or 3 weeks, and it's been even longer. It's like, why are they not saying anything about it? What's going on? You know, are they trying to sell our country out? I mean, we ain't going to have a country left if they keep doing what they're doing. If we don't turn them pipelines back on, we got bad news. Everybody likes paying $6, $8 for gas. They're going to freaking have it $20 a gallon. And then they're talking about next month on the 29th, they're gonna scare us to death where we gotta wear masks because they're talking about nuclear bombs and stuff. They're just trying to scare us. I think it's time to stand up.
Well, do you suppose when they came out with the COVID, everybody complied, everybody wore the mask because it was new to us. Nobody really knew what was going on. But the longer it went on and the facts all come out, then people realized, okay, we see what's going on here. People quit complying. I don't think they could pull that on the people again. I would pray not. So they're going to have to come up with a whole new idea. Is that
And
what this
that's what they're
is?
doing.
Yeah. Because, you know, the
Yeah.
first thing to say is go home and shut your door, shut your window, take a shower and use soap, and don't come outside.
And now they're putting that in the local Walmarts and the grocery stores.
Yeah,
That's sad.
I heard that today. It's going up all over work. You know, and it's
Yeah, and
funny. It
that's what
seems like everything that jumps off starts in New York. Have you noticed that?
yeah. Everything starts in New York. Either New York, California, or probably DC.
Right. T. Lee, you need
And
to hit that link and get back up here. You too, Lily.
hey, Lele, I got your stuff. I appreciate it. And like I said, you didn't have to do that. And but I'm trying to do something, Lele. Uh,
Yeah, drop that link again, Larry.
I'm trying to, miss. But I'm glad to see her in here.
Hi,
I
Lily.
was
You know I love you.
I was trying to get a hold of her and to thank her uh I'm a mess, guys. I ain't been on for so long. I don't even can't even remember how to do this half the time.
Yeah, and you're in my house, Larry, and you better be out by the time I get home from work.
I know. Isn't that pretty bad? I said I'm gonna try this over here at Miss Blue Moon's house
Mm-hmm.
and see if it works in here because it won't work in my house.
T. Lee has come on here good before. I don't know what's going on. Why she can't get
Yeah.
up here.
Can you guys see that link now?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. I just want, but no, Keely, or
Hey, Lily, I wanted to thank you too. Thank you so much. We love the card.
Oh, hi, Edna. Don't say hi to me.
Hi, Miss. I love you.
I love you too.
How you doing?
I am doing good. You guys look good.
Hey, Larry's in your house.
I know, Edna. You better be out by the time I get home from work.
but no, I just think, like I said, I appreciate Teely and Lily J and Miss Blue Moon and Tiffany and everybody that's in here. But like I said, you don't know what you're gonna see on the news. Some of it's gonna be lies, and that's like I was trying to look up about that 10-year-old girl, and because I think that's sad. And then they said, well, that didn't happen. The Democrats are just going to run on it for
Everybody's trying
voting
to
time. But and then you look it up and you find out it's real. The only thing they was trying to do is push one of their moments, but I think it hit them in the face because it was one of their faults because they're the ones that's got the border open and threaten all the United States kids, you might as well say. And
Oh,
that's
look.
sad.
There's our famous devil dog. Hi, D-Dog.
Yeah, Double
Oh my
Dial.
God,
Hi.
I heard Jasper.
Huh?
Y'all listen. Y'all hear Jasper? I heard Jasper. Edna must be out there with him.
I don't know. He's a wine baby. Yeah, he's a wine baby. But no, like I said, I think all those people down there are good people. Like I said, I've been watching them all week, and they're in the right mind. They're in the right place. Like I said, they're out there. They're they're trying to explain about the Constitution and things, and that's what I said. That's the kind of people you need to have there. You got to have peaceful people. You got other people down there picking and nitpicking at people. We shouldn't have that. We should be all standing for that Constitution and pushing that Constitution. But it's just like Hunter. Look how much stuff is dropped about Hunter. And I mean, it's getting more every day, every day. And okay, it's like what was it, the Maxwell case? I think she dropped her balls. I think she kind of told on some people. Yeah, I just think she dropped her balls, and I think she kind of ran her mouth because there's a lot of good things happened out of that. They said there's a lot of helicopter stuff in New York. Like I said, I couldn't believe that case about that 10-year-old girl. It's pretty bad that they ran with it, and here it's one of their people that they're letting in here that done that to her. If them borders would shut, it wouldn't have happened. I just think we all need to be standing up for one another.
Oh my gosh, T. Lee, figure out how to get up here. Come on, let's raise some hell.
Yeah, I like to see her. I like to see her get up here. Like I said, I looked for her. She's a part of our group. She supports this group. Even if, like I said, I went to a lot of these big people, and they didn't really want to come on here because I only had a little bit of people. But I told them, I said, "What's? It's still going to help your guys' movement." I said, "It lets more people to tell about your movement." But they was like, well, you only get about 40, 50 views, and I see you got 1,300 on one, but when I started this channel, I wanted to show people how to do different things and talk to people and learn how to do different things and show them. And that's like D-Dog. D-Dogs was up here. He showed us a lot of things. He brought a lot of stuff to the table. He pushes that Constitution. And that's like Lily J. She supports all these channels. She's such a good person. I mean, she supports the little guy on YouTube to the biggest guy on YouTube. I mean, it's just, and that's like Lori C, Sissy K. They want to, all these people want the same thing. We want freedom. We want people to stand up to this. We got kids. Yes, I'm on a rant. I'm trying to see who's in the back room.
Hey, Lily, hit the link. Come up here with me, Lily, please.
But no, like I said, I'm really surprised that, I told Lily she didn't have to do that. And that's like last night. I seen her night before. She's still supporting Liberty Warrior. I support Liberty Warrior. They're doing a good job. But she went and bought 4 months of their stream. But that's what I'm saying. She's a true patriot. She's supporting from the small little guy like me to the biggest guy. Them are the true patriots. And that's like I was saying, I seen them 2 young kids down there at the 1776 Resolution. They came from Florida, came clear up here, stayed out in that hot sun, walking up and down, flying that flag, sweating. And I mean, it was sad. And then he had so many people hating on him, and even some of their mods hating on him. It was sickening. And that's the way the United States shouldn't be like that. I mean, we should all be standing for that Constitution and that American flag. But no, like I said, they had that deal where they was getting that money in there, $5 and $10. I think they got like $90, and then they added 10 to it and gave that to all them homeless people, and was walking with that flag. And it's just like I said, they deserve an ice cream. They deserve a soda or pop or whatever you want to call it, ice cream, pack of cigarettes. Their beliefs are the same as ours. They still push that freedom loving flag. They push the Constitution. But yeah, nobody still came up. Yeah, there's Teely again. She got good service now. Is she up
How
there?
about Z? Is he still here?
Where'd she go? She was here.
Come back, Tilly.
Yeah, she was here. She had
Hey,
good
dog,
service
my
too.
dog. There goes Psycho Pop.
Is
Hit
he
that
up
link,
here?
Psycho Pop. Bring that information up here.
But no, like I said, I met a lot of good people on here. And that's like D Dog. He goes and supports everybody's channel. Listen to him talk. And that's what I like about him. He don't beat around the damn bush. He just comes out and tells you straight up. I like those straight shooters. But that's what I said. I'd rather have somebody straight up front tell me, well, your shit sucks. Well, that's all I know. Why don't you teach me the right way or tell me how to do it? You know, I don't like somebody that's going to shoot you around the corner and like, what in the hell are you doing? I don't know. I don't see nobody here yet. Oh, there we go.
Okay, can you see me? Can you hear me?
I hear you and I see you, and you got good signal. Very good.
Hey, Tilly.
Hey, Miss Blue Moon, how you doing, honey?
I am good. Bring the smoke, Tilly. Let's light it up. Let's tell the truth on everything we know.
Sounds good, girl.
Well, we can do that. Let's get it going.
Get it fired up.
Okay, pick a topic, Tilly. You want to talk about the border? You want to talk about the movement? You want to talk about they're saying when school starts up, the kids have already got to wear masks? What do you want to talk about?
Okay, first of all, New York, if y'all remember whenever we were kids, we had to crawl underneath the desk because they were scared of nuclear attack from Russia. You remember that?
Right?
What's the difference between now and then? Not a thing. It's just they waited so long to start this crap up again that all of a sudden everybody's going, oh my, we're going to have a nuclear attack. Well, guess what, dude? It didn't happen then. Don't much think it's going to happen now. This might actually be that scare event everybody's talking about.
Right? Could be.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it could be. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like last week about the about that 10-year-old girl. They made it and then you couldn't find it online because everybody thought it was American or somebody it's in Ohio. And then you find out, you start digging into it, and then you find out it's one of these people that snuck across the border. You know,
that, Larry, that's just like a lot of things now. I mean, if a couple of young black kids do something, you're not going to know that they're black. They're just going to write it up as two young men did something, right? But if
Right.
it's
Yeah.
white, if these two young men are white, they're going to say these two white men. Not young white men, but white men. So they could be any age.
yeah, but they should tell where they're from. And now they're
Not
showing it.
Not only should they tell where they're from, but they should tell us what color they are. It doesn't matter if it's black, yellow, blue, green, purple, brown, or whatever. I'm just saying, we The people have a right to know what we should be looking for.
Well, yeah, they realize a lot of us got kids here too. We don't want to see our kids go through that.
They don't care. They don't care. They talk about, well, it's a woman's choice whether or not she has an abortion. Well, excuse me. It's my choice whether or not I have that jab too. But it's two totally different things. No, not really, because you're talking
No,
about your choice.
they're talking about my body, your body, you know,
Exactly.
and that's the thing. I don't think that's ringing in their head. They think they should be. I know.
Half,
I speak out.
half, half these people that's yelling and screaming, my body, my choice, I should be able to get an abortion if I want. Forget one thing. Just because that baby's in their belly doesn't mean that baby is separate. That's a whole new human being. They don't have a right to kill that child, except, and there are exceptions, and my belief that a 10-year-old child should not be having a baby. If it comes
I
up, if it comes up to whether or not a mother of that child will die if she gives birth to that child, that is something her and her husband is going to have to come up with. Figure out what they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Maybe they can take that
yeah, I
baby early.
agree with that. But the problem is, and that's like I was in another chat room last night. Okay, say that girl got that done to her. Okay, so what do you do with that person? Okay, they said you neutering. Okay,
Oh, yeah. No, you don't do that. You kill him. You put him
well,
on trial and kill him.
but they don't want you doing that either. What about his choice? And that's what they'll say. But
Well,
why don't we just give him a sex change instead?
no,
Then
no.
he ain't messing with any more little girls.
What is it they call it? Saltpeter? Make him take that every day. And I mean, make him take it every day. But no, this man, he raped a 10-year-old girl, obviously more than once. So you got to
Yeah,
ask, where are the parents?
yeah, but what
Why
I'm saying
didn't they
is,
know?
if you cut his balls off, okay, he could go get another girl and he could repeatedly do this and never get caught for it because she's never going to
Exactly.
get pregnant. So why would we take their balls off? It don't make sense. It
No,
puts somebody else's family into jeopardy.
no, you don't do that. You put that man on trial and send him to the electric chair. Hang his butt. A bullet between the eyes. I don't care.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I was on some streams and they keep saying, "Oh, we need to take his balls off." Well,
No,
you take his balls off, and then he can do that to anybody he wants, and he'll never get caught again. That's just helping him. Why don't we lock
exactly.
him up or bring the electric chair to all states?
Okay, now wait a minute, because Lily put it at another angle. She said it was probably her dad's or relative baby. So do you suppose the dad or one of the relatives could have done that and just said, "Oh, it's an illegal immigrant," and just blamed it on one?
That's a possibility. And if that's the case, that's sorry, butthead needs to hit the electric chair too. And
But that's
if
what.
that is the case, and her mama knew about it, then her mama needs to go to the electric chair too.
But wouldn't they
And
be able
I
to
agree with that.
DNA?
Do what?
Wouldn't they be able to tell by the DNA?
Oh yeah, Yeah, DNA would show it.
So that little girl could have been with him, came across that border.
She's saying could it have been her father that had raped her instead of an immigrant? Yeah, it could have been. And yeah, they could find it through the DNA. I don't know if she was across the border or not. I have no idea.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're bringing them in by the bus loads and they're dropping them off. And that's what I said. You got Columbus, Ohio. I was up at the hospital up there, the children's hospital, because I had our daughter up there a few years ago getting some ears worked on. And you wouldn't believe how many of those people I seen up there. I mean, the whole Columbus area was like totally switched with they took Americans out and they put these people in. Where did the I ain't saying there wasn't even that many colors there at the hospital. There wasn't any like white there. They was all other countries. But they're dropping them off at all these big cities.
Lily, you're right. It should not be a color thing.
And but they throw that race card in there all the time. Hey, I love blacks. I love everybody. I got my sister was married to a colored guy. I got nephews and stuff. I ain't the racist person, but the government's always throwing that card in front of us. I think we can all love one another. You know, the thing that we need to stand for is that red, white, and blue flag and that Constitution. And they keep throwing out the. Go ahead.
That's the point right there, though, Nary. When is everybody going to stand up? That's been the question all along. Okay, I'm tired of these dates. Oh, this will happen next week. Oh, no, it's going to be next month. Oh, this, oh, no, just Sarah, on and on and on. All these people talk about this stuff that may or may not happen on this date or that date. Why don't we talk about today? Let's talk about what's really going on. Let's talk about everybody going on lockdown and wearing the mask again. Let's talk about the border that's been overflowing ever since Sloppy Joe took office. And anybody that doesn't believe that, you can go look at Real Anthony Aguero's videos because he's on the border damn near every night. And Oscar Blue is on the Mexican side of the border. And you can see what is coming across that border. And they're mostly men. And a lot of people mistake it and they think those people are coming from Mexico. No, they're not. The Mexicans are not allowed to cross that border. It is all the other countries. Venezuela, Ukraine, it doesn't matter. Africa, it doesn't. They're coming from all the other countries. Let's talk about stuff
Exactly.
today.
But that's what I'm saying is that's the kind of talks I want to have, and that's what I said. I went to a lot of them other shows and asked them for like us three right here. I went to you guys and asked you about this show. We need to start bringing this up, and that's what I'm saying. And then I got a hold of a couple other streamers and from about the movement, and they're like, "Well, you only get this many people. Well, how are we going to get this out if we don't start standing up for the Constitution and this red and this flag? I mean, what we stand for is freedom, and they keep throwing the race card. They're throwing this out. Well, that Constitution stands up for everybody on this ground. It just don't make sense.
Okay, but the question is still the same. When are people going to stand up? It wasn't when they found out the truth about the COVID. It wasn't when they found any of the truths about the government. Okay, I thought the children would be the line in the sand. Okay, but then when they started masking our children and wanting to vaccinate them and send them to school 8 hours a day in a mask and all that kind of stuff, the people still didn't stand up. It ain't the gas prices. It ain't shutting the pipeline down. All those workers out of jobs, where are they? Everybody sits around and is like, oh, we need a movement, we need a leader, we need a plan. Well, there's Washington D.C. sits right on the mall, and nobody's heard of them, and nobody's joining them. So I'm asking, what's it gonna take?
Well, I've been wondering that the whole time, and that's why I went and asked all these other streamers, have they heard about them? And like I said, I talked to them, and they're like, no, I ain't even heard of them. But it just don't make sense because I've been watching them for almost 2 weeks now, and and that's like the talk of Santa, their captain there, and Nancy Drew. See, that drove me off yesterday. And she's putting this information out like they've already took all these people. She showed where they putting bags on their head and escorting them out of there a year ago. But she didn't show where they was cleaning out the everything up. But they did show the tunnels and where they was filling them up with cement. Okay, it's already been almost 2 years. When are they going to come out and tell us this movie? They keep saying this movie's over. I'm tired of hearing about the movie. I want to know what went on. When are they going to tell us people? Because we can't keep paying these prices and high food prices and stuff. But I don't know. I just thought I'd come on here and pick some more brains.
Larry, you once told me you and Edna watch The Prophets, like
Yeah.
Robin and
Yeah.
a few others. Well, if you listen to Amanda, I don't think we're going to go much past the end of October with all this stuff going on. I do believe the end of October, no later. And I'm just saying it from,
Yeah.
nobody's
and
really
you're
said it. It's just something that I've picked up, but I'm thinking that the end of October, our president, our rightful president, will be back in office. This NESARA GESARA thing, I don't know if that's going to happen. It may. And believe me, I'll be one of the ones celebrating if it does happen. But I think people just need to calm down, find a place of peace, go to God, ask for that peace that only He can give you. Yeah, things are expensive right now, but things will happen. Is it a movie? No, I don't think it's a movie. Not by anybody's imagination. But I don't think it's going to be that much longer either. Just my thought.
Yeah, and I agree with that, but it just don't. I don't know. It just don't make sense. Some of the different people's trying to tell you.
Lily, Jay, Julie Green, and Bo, is it Pelovi or Poloni, is saying that too. And you're right, Lily. They do try to divide us by color, gender, and everything else they can do. I mean, seriously, they want our kids to go see male strippers. Please, I would have been beaten on somebody that way. Well, it looks like we've lost Larry.
Yeah,
Are you?
T. Look, it's our show now. What do you want to talk about? We can talk about Larry while he's gone.
What do you want to say about Larry? Tell me the dirt.
Um, only thing I know about Larry is he's a good guy.
I figured you'd say that. I just had to ask if you had any dirt.
You still here?
Yeah, we are,
No,
but you
Lily,
ain't. Oh, there he
no
is.
super either.
Yeah, my
I
signal
would never
dropped
do
or
that.
something. But
You haven't seen a male stripper in how long, Lily? About as long as I have, about 35, 40 years ago.
I've never seen a male stripper, y'all.
Really?
Seriously.
You've never seen the. Oh, man. What was that stupid movie a couple years back about male strippers or something? I don't know what it was. I was like, yeah, right, babe, but okay. Larry, I'm going to beat you with that cigarette.
Oh,
I
Tina
could.
P. Larry, look, there's Tina P. I haven't seen you in forever, Tina. I love you. Hit the link and come up here with us. You don't have to
Hello,
show your.
Tina.
But no, I just thought, like I said, I went to a lot of those shows and they said they didn't see any of this stuff. And that's what I said. I'd like to know why ain't they talking about it? And I mean, I think that's where we should be talking. Why ain't they showing us these things?
Okay, but first I have to tell you, Larry, while you were gone, we got kicked off a while ago. T. Lee asked me what the dirt on you was because I said, no, we could talk about you. So I had to tell her how you were a male stripper after you got out of high school.
Oh yeah, but I quit that. I'm a janitor now.
Tina says she's too shy. You don't have to show your
But
face.
Tina,
but
what are
that
you too shy of? Are you too shy to go see a male stripper, or are you too shy to come up on panels?
Or
but no, I don't think it matters. They keep throwing this race card and that's them throwing it. You know, it's just like I was watching that one show today in the park down there, and they brought about that race card now, and that's like they used to say about the colored people about voting and stuff. The Democrats kept wishing them stuff, telling them they're going to do this, but they've never got anything out of it. And now you look, they quit agreeing with those people. I mean, they're they're smart people. They're very intelligent. I mean, everybody's intelligent if you're planning on using your brain. But we're going to have to put a stop to that card.
well, that'll
Okay.
fall when the evil falls, Larry, because all that is. And you're right. That Antifa girl told the black preacher down there today he was a slow black man just because he was out there live streaming the movement. But that's the way Antifa is. They're ugly people. And that is just like the government. They're ugly people. Look at everything that they're doing. All the suffering and the sickness and the deaths and everything that's going on the border. And, what's happening down in Yuma, Texas. Has anybody heard those stories? What those illegal immigrants are doing when they cross that river in those towns, those border towns right there. People need to research to really know what is going on. And if that doesn't scare a person, I don't know what would. I don't. But the race will fall when all the evil falls because we're all God's children and there's no difference in any of us. We all bleed red, just like Lily said.
Yep. And that's the thing. They're going to throw that card. I don't care if you're from what country you're from. They're going to try to divide us every way. And that's like Keely said about that freaking bomb or that nuclear bomb. Well, that's just another divide apart to keep these people cooped up in their house, get them scared. And I believe that. Because, you know, my faith is in God and He will take care of us. You know, it's just like she was saying, don't worry about those prices. If you don't worry about them, God will make sure you're taken care of about those prices one way or another. You gotta think
That's
how
right,
far
Larry.
you gotta think, look how far he walked, and you know, it's just like the other day, me and Miss Blue Moon was talking about the guy. He's walking across the United States for freedom and stuff, and you know, everybody made fun of him, and look, he got out. He's got that camper with him, but they're saying he's only walking a block a day. Said it's going to take him 200 and some days before he'll even get to DC. Hey, if that's what clears that guy's head and keeps his faith on God, leave him alone. You know, just keep that faith to God that He will, and He will help everybody. But it's just,
Lily, you said the WHO is demanding we wear the thing over our face. Is that when did you hear that?
I heard it today on the local news.
I haven't heard it.
20
Is
died
that to
next
save us
month.
from the nuclear blast?
Yeah, I heard it today on the news. Two different places. I've heard it on the radio, and then I heard it on another news station. But they said the 29th if they don't get the cases down.
Patients of what down?
The cases of the virus. And then they was hollering about the monkeypox again.
You know, these people are so full of BS. It's not even funny. I mean, seriously.
Well, and that's the thing. Did we learn something from this from being locked up for 2 years?
Obviously not.
Didn't our president says this is our old president said that's what they was going to do? Well, everything's following in footsteps of what he said. You know, he said, and that's like I said, Joe said that's how you take a country down. Well, he's definitely taking the country down. He's trying to take the United States down by the looks of it to me. We was independent of everything. I like paying $1.87 for gas.
I
It's
haven't
just,
paid $1.87 for gas since I was down in Texas, and that was 10 years ago. Up here in New York, the lowest it's gotten is $2.35, I think.
I seen in a few places here in Ohio and West Virginia for that before we got to where we are now. And that's like last week when we did hay. And we got all those fields done. But you know, we spent $2,500 in diesel fuel. That's a
I
lot.
believe it.
You know, I filled that tank up every day with $300, and if it wasn't for us to save money back, we wouldn't have done that. You know, we couldn't do that. And just think it's some of these people has to truck these animals other places and does it different like I do. You know, those businesses are going to crash. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't got no other way to keep that business going. I mean, it's just sad.
Okay, I have a question. They
Go.
didn't say nothing about these diapers all summer. Okay, it's getting to the end of July. Okay, school will be starting soon. Okay, so now they're starting to talk about it. They're starting to bring it up. Oh, everybody's going to have to wear one again. Okay, so is that so the kids will have to wear them going to school? Everybody's going to have to wear them. Suppress the immune system. So then when it turns cold, everybody's going to be sick because their immune system is down. And then it's all going to be, whether it is pneumonia, whether it's a common cold, it's all going to be under the virus, just like it was last year. So they're setting up their bankroll by getting us started now. Is that what they're doing?
Well, it's just like I talked to both of you guys on this point. It's like Texas's. We talked about Texas before. Look at all those old people passed away when they shut their power off because they thought they could run on that solar panel crap.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You
that's
mean
the scary
doing
thought.
it? Yeah. But you know what, Larry? It's just like Lily just said. It's midterms, mail-in ballots. That's what it's all about. So if they can't get you
Yeah.
locked down with the virus, they'll get you with a nuclear blast. You better stay in your house. Can't get out and vote. Mail
And
it in.
that's the, but those boxes, they got turned around. They're not allowed using them, are they?
Are they allowed to use the boxes, Lily?
I heard they ain't allowed using them. I heard they threw them out now. Is there any truth to that?
No, that I don't know. Teely, you still there?
She's she is bare. She's got one red bar and she's just barely sticking in here. I think she's
Lily,
hiding under her coffee table right now.
right? Practicing.
Yeah, she's getting some practice. Uh, that's like I might end up having to put a couple culverts in the ground or something, or go find me a couple groundhog dens.
Right?
You
Uh
know,
oh.
she crashed.
She'll be back.
But no, it's just funny. They're gonna do whatever they can do, long as they can. But but that's like when I first started this show, and everybody kept saying, "Give me my wrench, give me my wrench." Well, I don't want that because when we have controversy, they want to argue, and but you know, it's just like me and you and Edna. We got a couple people talking about wrenches and different things and who we might give a couple to, but that's what I said. And then they talk about, well, I ain't coming to your show because you only got 50 or 25 people. You know, I thought we was here to help one another.
Yeah. Even if you just have one person listening, does the one person not matter? Lily said, Mike
Well,
put
that's what
money.
I'm saying.
Lily said, Mike put money up for new machines. The Dems trying anything to use mail-in ballots.
But, you know, it's just like here in our little town, uh, I'm not really sure. It was 80 something for new machines. But, you know, and then they put a thing in a newspaper. They wanted everybody to fill out a slip to see if they wanted the town to pay for it. And I think it was over 8,000. I thought it was eight. I'm not really sure. It was 80 something. But no, and that's the thing. That'll kick our property taxes up, you know. We shouldn't depend on those machines. You know, I don't think we should. I think if at least if we do it on paper, we know if we filled that paper out. Uh, and that's like, I had to redo mine on that computer 2 or 3 times because after I voted Republican, and I'll say it, I voted Republican. It switched my vote and to Democrat, and that woman was like, I told her, why did it do that? And she said, well, you got to push that green button. You got to reset the computer. Well, it did it again. And I was like, that's kind of funny. And the second time I did it, she came over and pushed the green button and she hit it like 2 or 3 times. And then she freaking said, well, fill it out again. And then I kept my eyes on it and then it finally went in. Things like that in my belief, yeah, Republicans won the state of Ohio. We've seen that. But how many other times, how many other people did they do that to? It didn't see it, because I know another person, my father-in-law, it did it to him one time and he had to straighten it out too. But, we get these machines and get other companies to put the new stuff in it and put all the computer stuff in. We don't know what we're getting. And our little towns are paying for those and we don't know what we got. It don't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Somebody else can talk.
What about any of this that made sense?
None of it. None of it.
I agree. Lily said, Larry, I'm not sure or not if it's new machines or paper. He just said a more secure way to vote.
And,
this is his own money, Lily said.
But go ahead, Lily.
I honestly think paper is the safest way to vote. But there again, I mean, whenever this last election for president, they weren't letting people near the paper. So how can that be good either?
Okay, I got another point with that. After I did it on the computer, and then you put that little card in there. Okay, we put our little card in there, and it's some kind of machine will push that. Okay. There was other people there said, can I take a picture of that? And they said, well, that's against the law to take a picture of it. But if you took a picture of it, wouldn't that be your proof that who you voted for? Where's them cards go to?
Exactly. See, that's the problem. If you take a picture of something, it's forever kind of thing. I mean, if you don't lose it in the net, it would be forever. So you would have proof. But on the other hand, so many people can screw around with pictures and stuff and turn it to a way they want it shown. So you really
But your
can't do that
driver's
either.
license number's on it.
Well, see, I don't remember my driver's license number being on it at all.
Well, they ask for your ID with your driver's license ID on it. At least they do here
Not
in the state
New
of
York,
Ohio.
they don't. Not New York.
Well,
they
here in the
don't.
state, yeah, they got to put some kind of number on it.
I don't know. They gave us a piece of paper. I got my driver's license out. I told my son to get his driver's license out so we could show who we are. And the lady behind the desk said, oh, I don't need to see that. You just need to tell me who you are. I'm like, seriously?
Excuse me 1 minute, y'all. I don't mean to interrupt, but D-Dog is knocking on the back door, Larry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, D-Dog.
Go ahead, T-Lee.
I'm sorry about that, D-Dog.
It's cool.
Hi, D-Dog.
Hey, what's up, kiddo?
Ain't seen
Hey,
you in a
dude.
while.
Well, I'm like the plague. I'm everywhere.
That's scary.
It was supposed to be.
So, do you guys got any questions for D-Dog? I got a couple.
D-Dog, do you know anything about the movement on the mall down in Washington?
Nope. So we weren't supposed to take pictures of the envelope
I think you can take pictures of the
or our
envelope. You
ballot?
just can't.
We're
Well,
not
ours
supposed to do
took.
that?
Well, up here, are you in New York, D-Dog?
No, I'm in another communist state, Michigan.
Well, you might be able to, but they wouldn't let us up here.
I was told it's illegal, but I did it anyway. Screw them.
Well, there's that, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to stay out of jail. Thank you very much.
But one of my questions was the same thing that Miss Blue Moon asked about the movement in DC. That was one of them, and he already answered that, so he really ain't been following them. So, but no, the other one was, don't you think they're doing the right thing, holding that Constitution in their hands, reading off that Constitution, waving that flag, being peaceful? Don't you think that's the right thing to do?
Well, okay. They're in D.C. They do not have a Bill of Rights. They don't have very much protection. What they're doing is their right to assemble, which is in the First Amendment. And as long as they're doing like constitutional teaching here and there, then they fall into that purview. Because it's a right to assemble for the betterment of the nation or betterment of mankind.
But and that's like now they're saying they need a permit to assemble there if there's more than 25 people there. Well, the Constitution's supposed to hold that where they don't need that. Any kind of paperwork.
Yeah, some of the local townships have found out that I'm going to have a party in their on their grass anytime I want.
And I don't know. I just think we need to take a hold of it and go with it. And that's like they're saying, well, we need to stop trucks. We need to do this. We need to do that. Why don't we just get out there? It don't matter what state you are. Get out there, talk about that Constitution, that flag, go all 50 states. Don't show up at DC and worry about the police arresting you. Don't just go one place, go everywhere. But no, I was just wondering, does it seem like those guys are in the right?
Well, of course they are, because whatever the Constitution says, that's law.
But that's like this week. I know they've only been around for a little while since they broke up the convoy stuff. But this is a freedom movement. You think they would have more traction than they do now?
Well, from what little bit I paid attention to, and if it happens in DC, I usually ignore it. They've gotten very little resistance.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering because, like I said, I try to support everybody, and I think they're doing the right thing. But it's just like the video that Nancy Drew put out with the captain there, and the way she talked about it, and he's talking about the Constitution and stuff. And then she's like, "You guys show up here. You guys are all going to go to jail because the National Guard and stuff's already there, and they've already cleaned that place up. It's already cleaner than it's ever been." Yeah, it might be, but why can't you go down there and talk about the Constitution and fly that flag? Well, they're like, well, the Vatican owns that.
But that's just more nonsense.
But it just scares people away from the Constitution.
Okay, for them to have a lot more traction if they went to the states and they worked on the states. Because in the Constitution, the states are sovereign from the federal government. And the state legislatures from the 13 original states came together to put together the Constitution. And the states are not going to give the federal government more power and authority than what the people gave the states.
Yeah, that makes sense, but I don't know. I just figured they would have had more traction. But like I said, that's why I said I was thinking if they had enough people in every state standing up and throwing that Constitution the way it's supposed to be thrown and that flag, flying that flag, they would have had more traction. But it takes people to stand up for their rights.
Yeah, but okay, everyone's been lied to their whole life. The Supreme Court and the federal government is not the top of the food chain, the people are. So instead of starting at the bottom, which is the federal government, why don't they start somewhere in the middle, which is either your state or your community?
I agree. Because, right, I mean, it's just like I said, they're just eating everything right out of the center, clear to the bottom, and there ain't. I mean, it seems like people starting to get scared and run away. They don't even want to stand up anymore because they've been locked up in their home so long. That's what I'm seeing.
Well, we are governed by consent, and I never consented to lock myself in my house, and I've been out there in everyone's face, ever since this garbage started.
Well, that's like me. I've been sick for 2 years, but that's like I was at Walmart the other day, and they still got them people there. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You guys sick or something? Why you guys got those on your face? But
Because a
there's
lot of
no
people are
answer.
still scared.
What are they scared of?
The flu.
But it's summertime, you know.
That's
Go ahead.
Larry. I don't know what to tell you about that. I mean, how many times have you seen people or heard people say there was a guy or a girl in that car by herself with a mask on? Still yet. In the middle of summer.
What about jogging alone in the park wearing a mask?
Exactly.
Seen
Why
it.
would you be jogging wearing a mask to begin with? I mean, that is just total stupidity.
Well,
But
too
they're
busy
doing it
watching
to
the news
pilots
instead of
now.
talking to people.
I mean,
But there was something else.
having your kids masked up when you go to the store. Really?
That's because the schools are brainwashing the kids, and they always have.
I guess I was one of those problem children then, because I just never did what I was told to do, even in high school.
Well, I'm still a problem child.
I guess I am too. I guess I'll always be a problem child because I just don't believe everything coming out of the government, and especially out of Fauci's mouth.
Well, it's just like with Fauci. They said he's been stuck in his house with that virus for over a month now.
Well,
He
Good.
got all the
He
shots.
needs it.
Why is he stuck in his house for a month now?
because the dribble that comes out of his mouth is just incriminating him even more. That's why they're locking him up.
Is that why a lot of them can't walk out of their house now? They can't walk down the streets?
Well, Pelosi's never been able to walk out of her house or down the street.
Even what was that? 6 years ago in San Francisco, Pelosi was doing a fundraiser, and when she started talking, everyone started booing her. That was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
There's no way she won the election for California for her job. There's no way.
I'm with you right there. I don't think she did. I don't think she's won it for several years. But
I agree on
she's
that.
still there.
And I still
Now
think
in
California was red.
In San Francisco, if you got a deuce, you can take a crap in the gutter, in between the curb and the road all day long. But if you take a crap in front of Nancy's house, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why she's moving down to Florida anyway. What's the difference?
She won't be moving to Florida.
Hey, Larry.
Yeah.
Hey, Larry, Papa Zach. I'm going to step down so he can jump up here on the panel. I'm going into chat.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You're
But
welcome.
no,
Come on,
D Dog. I'm glad. No, D Dog. I'm glad you jumped up here because, like I said, I'm glad because you know a lot more about the Constitution, and you know, uh, it told me more about are them guys doing the right thing? I like to help those guys as much as I can. I want to push what they're spreading. Go with that Constitution and that flag, and then you get these other people spurring shit out of their mouth. It's like, is it a good idea to help those people? Where do you stand on that?
Now I have mixed emotions about the flag because it's not a Title IV flag that they're throwing around. But the Constitution is always good information to give people. As far as the part of the Constitution that every American should know, Article 4, Section 2, Clause 1. That's super important. Rights and privileges of the people of one state is rights and privileges of the people of several states, which tells you that you have 51 bills of rights that are your rights that are recognized by the government, because you have the Bill of Rights for each state, and then you have the federal one. And then Article 6, Clause 2, which states that the Constitution is supreme law of the land, along with treaties. So all the treaties that America is in that recognizes a right of a people, that's your rights too. So people have no idea how many rights are recognized. Now, let's go to the Constitution. Let's go to the amendments. I don't care about the first 8. They can do whatever they want with them, and I'm not going to lose any sleep because I have the 9th Amendment, which tells them that, hey, I still have rights I haven't told you I have yet. So go ahead, take whichever one of the amendments away that you want to, and that's still my right because of the 9th Amendment.
Yeah.
And then the
But
10th Amendment states that the federal government's only allowed to do what they're supposed to be doing, which is Article 1, Section 8. And that's their job. And they have all this other bullshit going on with all these agencies that are nowhere in the Constitution. They can be ignored.
yeah, but no, I was just wondering if you really watched what they was pushing and stuff, because I know there's a lot of people likes to join this groupment, but it's after, like I said, after Nancy Drew spilled her stuff, and they said the National Guard is in there, and if the people goes down there, they will all be thrown in jail. People don't want to be going to jail. You know, they just threw 3 of them guys in jail, and that was almost $50,000 the time you get all 3 of them out of the trouble.
Yeah,
And they didn't do.
or a properly worded affidavit and a claim against whoever arrested them. But see, the problem is they're doing stuff that is 100% constitutional and lawful, but they don't know their rights good enough to defend themselves. So that's like going to a gunfight and bringing your gun and leaving your ammo at home. It's stupid.
But that's the thing. Is that why people ain't jumped in that movement? Because there's not enough people there knows the Constitution? Why ain't there been people jumping in with their group?
Because they're not advertising it well. I had no
Yeah,
idea about it. If they would even come on small shows like yours, Larry, I'm just saying, if they go on every show that they can, they'd advertise it and get more people there. That's all I'm saying. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if it'd be true or not, but hey, better
but
than nothing.
okay, this is another point. D-Dog, I'm going to take him as an example. He supports everybody on YouTube. Anybody that listens to him. He didn't have to come over to my little small channel, but as long as we're listening to him, he goes and supports everybody's channel. That's very nice of him. You can tell he's American. He's supporting everybody. I mean, I like when he comes on the show. And when I went and asked a couple of them groups that's there, will you come over on my show and talk about your movement? And he's like, well, do you got this many subs, this many people watching? Well, it shouldn't matter how many I got. At least if you break out to 5 people, well, that 5 people might tell 20 people. It shouldn't matter who you are. As long as you're spurring the Constitution and stand with that flag, I would think. But that's why I was asking him, are they in the right mind of trying to get this movement to go off about the Constitution, if he knew anything about them?
Yeah.
Lily J, you're right. This country will turn around.
Yeah, but the first thing that everyone has to understand is DC is irrelevant to the people. We have to get our local communities in check and then get our state in check. And our state's job is to keep the federal government in check.
That's understandable. But I think it'll turn around eventually. But that's like I said, I went to one of the boys that does a lot of gaming, and he was in with Upchurch, and they had a live stream going last night, and they pulled footage up that our local news didn't even have about that shooting in Texas. And it's like, why didn't the people see how long that them kids suffered in there? And you got 40 cops standing inside this free school. They got 5 shields up, got bulletproof vests on, afraid to take that turn. When them guys takes that oath, heck, they should have went in there and got those kids out, I would think. I mean, when them kids gets older and they go back and look at that video, they're going to say, why didn't those police department people go in there and get us?
Well, even better, why didn't the cop put the kid down when the cop seen him walking through the parking lot on his way to the school? There was a cop there that seen him walking through the parking lot with that AR.
But was that the cop that was grooming him? You know, now they're saying there was 5 or 6 of them police officers that groomed him and took him out and shot with him and stuff. You know, you think the boy would have knew more. It's just saddening. It just burns me up. Yeah, it's just lost words.
I wonder how many of those cops are having nightmares now.
I hope all of them. I hope they're quivering in their bed. But no, like I said, I've been watching a lot of people, different people. And like I said, I've talked to different streamers on there. I called a few. And I seen the stream about the one stream, or actually 2 streams. I was talking about the 10-year-old pregnant girl, and there was none in the state of Ohio. And well, now it's coming out, and now they even got his picture up there. Find out it was somebody that came across the border, and that's what I said. How did that happen? You know, it don't make sense. Yeah, it just don't make sense. And it's like, what's going on?
Hey, crayons. Well, I don't know, Larry. All I know is they're letting way more people in that border than they should be.
Yeah. But no, I just thought, like I said, I went to a couple yesterday and asked them about this movement. And and then other people act like they couldn't see me in the stream. They didn't want to answer my question. And then I asked about, you know, that girl, and then other people says, oh, that was debunked. It ain't no truth. But now they're finding out it is true. Why are they trying to, you know, I guess it just takes a little bit of digging and 5 and 6 weeks sitting back and watching and digging in it, and then you find out, well, I shouldn't have said that. And that's like last night, I was pretty aggravated with some of the stuff that I seen. And it's like, why are these people just coming out and spurring this? Why ain't they looking a little bit of information up?
I don't know, but I got a question for Lily. Lily, my brain is too fried to think about it. Can you elaborate there, because I really don't know anything about that. Can you see what she put on the screen there in chat, Larry?
No, hold on. I gotta flip back over. Oh, somebody's coming in. Hold on. What she put on the screen there in chat, Larry? No, hold on.
Hello.
Hi, Pops. Sound like somebody had two devices on.
I turned one off.
Okay. That sounds better.
They took away my thing. What the fuck?
Lily J. It's right there on the top. No, I don't see it.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. So, well, how are you been?
Who?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. You have me worried.
Lily,
Yeah,
the one
someone
that's
took
right
my
there
phone.
on the screen.
You're way behind.
And see, somebody's behind.
Hello, everyone.
I think you're behind.
Hi.
I'm still going to meet Santa. I swear to God I am.
We can barely hear you.
That's because I got a genetic problem. Can you hear me
Oh.
now?
Yep.
Maybe I need to go get my phone, get on my phone instead.
But no, D-Dog, I appreciate you coming up here. Like I said, I know you go to a lot of places, and that's why I thought I'd ask you about that movement. But that was one of the main questions I wanted to ask you, because I know you push the Constitution about everywhere. There you are.
There he is. I finded me. Ha ha.
So, have you been watching the 1776 movement, the Restoration movement? Pops?
Me, every night. Every time I watch Oreo Express, I watch X-Ray, I watch First Responder, I watch Buffalo 11, I watch CNN, JNN. I don't know how many of them I watch. The Black Preachers, whatever his name is. I watch them all.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've been watching them a good bit this week, and that's what I said. It's just funny. After I see Nancy Drew's video, it's like they're scaring people away right now, and that's what I said.
Huh?
Your mom says she loves you.
But no, and that's what I said. I'm glad D-Dog come in here. Maybe he could help us if he's seen what they was about, or I just don't want to put people in harm's way.
D-Dog, I believe anything. I believe everything D-Dog. That D-Dog's a smart man. Very smart man.
But like he said, they got a lot of people down there needs to know their different constitution and different things there.
Santa's pretty good at it. Santa's got it down straight. Big D just got released from jail right after you left. He just got released. He had to go turn himself back in after he got released the first time. They just released him. Now Santa's got to go back on 30th of August, turn himself in again to get released. And he'll only be in there a couple hours. He'll be released again.
You're cutting out.
Oh man, let me see if I can turn the camera off. Maybe it'll change. Is that any better?
Yeah, a little bit.
what they're doing. Saying now today, Santa went up on Capitol Hill and spent all day up there with 2 live streamers, trying to see if he could talk to anybody or somebody that he can. And the only person he got to talk to were 3 Antifas.
Well, there was a total of 4, and then they came back to camp the pick on him, and I
Yeah.
seen that movement, and that's what I said. He's still talking to him. He's still trying to speak the Constitution and different things to him, and he's not paying attention to him. And that's what I said. He's doing the right thing, and just letting them jump around him. He's letting them do whatever they want around him. And it's just like when they got up in his face and different things. He just told one of the other camera guys, "Can you go get a park police for me?" He said, because he said he didn't want to get in trouble. So the guy went and got a park police, and I don't even know if the park police got him out of his face. But he didn't bother him none. But that's what I'm saying, is these
Yeah,
people
they
doing
had-
the right thing and not paying attention to them.
About maybe after there was some Disney rod that came down around there. I don't know if she's Antifa or what she is. She's fully moved, but she cuts everybody down.
She
Yeah,
had 2 kids out there the other night, and she was like
Yeah, her.
tossing her hands around, but she's just another one that wants one of those guys to step out of place and do something to her, so the cops comes in and gathers them all up. But them guys ain't touching.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of
None
them
of that
people's
matter.
86. A lot of them people's like 86 and 87 years old. There's a few it's about 60. I think the youngest ones that I seen in the group was maybe 20 to 30, or maybe 30 to 40. But it's just like the ones that's cooking the food and stuff there. And some of those veterans, the one veteran, his friend's got a rocket launcher, and his friend died in combat, and he took a rocket launcher in his face and he died. And his mom wanted to give his truck and his flag to another Marine.
That's the
And
truck that X-Ray's got. X-Ray got
yeah, and
all
but
that
what
from, I forget the lady's name, but she gave X-Ray the truck, his coffin flag, some medals, I think, and a couple other things, but he's got all of that.
yeah, but yeah, you're cutting out.
It's a nice looking Dodge.
But that ain't the point. Them guys has already stood up for our freedom. They've already served their dang time. And that's like them old women and those old men down there. You know, that's sad. People that's already fighted for this country, it's going to take them to stand up. But that's not right, you know. How many of these old people thought if they was going to have to go stand up again for freedom? It's just saddening.
Yeah,
It just makes you
for our
sick.
country.
But
you
no,
know-
I didn't know if anybody's seen that. You know,
I did.
they're bringing in one. You're cutting out.
Back on panel, you guys can't hear me that good. And I think it's basically
Okay.
generic laptop.
Okay. Thanks for
I'm gonna
popping
figure out
up
how to get out
there.
of here.
Well, I don't know if anybody's heard. I heard in passing the other day, and I'm not sure where it was,
No,
but
she's
the
cutting out.
military is teaching our young recruits um Marxist style thinking instead of freedom. Has anybody else heard that?
I'm not sure. I didn't really hear you because it was cutting out. I was trying to help him get off the panel.
I was just saying that our military is teaching our recruits, our men and women, Marxist style thinking instead of freedom. Has anybody else heard that?
No, I haven't.
I
It's
haven't
something
heard it,
I
but
heard.
I've kind of suspected it because a lot of times when a Marine comes back to Howell uh, from recruit training and stuff, some of their ideologies and stuff just don't meld with what I was taught and trained.
Well, like I said, I just heard that in passing. I'm not even sure where I heard it. I don't, I've had the TV on and off, and I've had my phone on and off all day yesterday, so I don't really know where I heard it.
But no, about that other Marine passing away, and then his parents gave him his stuff to another Marine. But anyway, she was standing on the back of that fire truck, and when they freaking pulled that fire truck out, the lady fell off. The Marine lady fell off and broke her arm, and those cops in that city just stood there and laughed at her and practically said, "Well, you got what was coming to you." And then when they pulled the fire truck out, the guy didn't have CDLs, the cop. And then they hit another vehicle with the truck. And that's what I said. This happened 2 or 3 days. How, if the cops pulled them over and didn't ticket them that day, how can they come in there and get them a following day when they was pulled over and he's just let them go? That's not right. And then when they go hire a lawyer and stuff and start looking and hiring their lawyers, they go, "Well, we can't find nothing," you know. But they locked the guy up for 10 days. It don't make sense.
Isn't the January 6th people still in jail? That doesn't make sense either, does it?
Well, I seen a thing on the news that said there was a judge said none of them was guilty and they had to release them all. But I ain't hearing people talk about it. But I seen a thing on TV about it. Said all of them had to be released because they wasn't guilty for any crimes.
Well, see, I haven't even heard that, so.
But that's why I said I think we all need to start sharing more information what we're seeing so we can break it down and pull the bullcrap out of it.
Hey, Larry, thanks for having me on. I'm stepping down.
Yeah, but no, I'm glad you come up. Like I said, you give me more of an idea about that movement because, like I said, I think we all should be free and we should all be going from that Constitution and bring everything back to the states. If you don't like that state, you can move to another state. There's a lot of different things. Why you should do away with it? They're trying to get completely away from it. But thanks for coming up. But like I said, I'm glad a lot of people popped up here. I'm glad D-Dog did, because that was one of my main questions. Is these guys doing the right thing? You know, I think it is, but if the military's already stepped in there and they don't want the people in their road, and they've already went through this and they said it's going to be over in a month or 2 weeks, people won't go jump into that group and join it, they won't join in that group if the military's already done what they've done. I just don't want to see people get hurt. That's the only thing. And that's why I was asking people about different things they seen. And that's like they talked about uh, that Maxwell woman. Well, I think that Maxwell should have got a lot more than she got. She only got 20 years. Look at all those people and girls that she did that to and sold them to all these men. And they're only going to give her 20 years? I think she told on a bunch of people. And we're going to be seeing a lot of big arrests here pretty soon.
Could
And
be
I
right,
do,
Larry.
and I do agree with that. And that's the thing. I think God, He will have it already handled. We won't have to worry about it. And that's where we got to keep our faith, I guess.
Yeah, we got to keep our faith in God. Because if we don't, what do we have? Nothing. We don't have peace. We don't have anything. We have chaos.
And that's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see chaos in the streets. I don't want to see any more burning. I don't want to see anybody else dying. I want us all come together. Yeah, we don't have to agree with each other, but just come together. Just sit down and have meals together or whatever it takes,
Well, I
But
understand what you're saying, Larry, but with what the prophets have been saying is the streets are going to get bad.
oh, I know that.
So, and I don't know when they're going to get bad. I don't know if it's before Trump comes back or if it's after Trump comes back. And yes, I do believe Trump will be back in shortly, and it's not going to be in 24. Sorry. I just don't believe that.
Well, a lot of people says that it'll be by the end of next month, and then if I kind of believe he will be back, but we don't know what's behind the scenes, and that's what I said when Nancy Drew put that out. Yeah, if she could have, they said she was under NDA, and there's a lot of things she couldn't say, but if that was true, you think they would have came out and told the people, the military's in here, they're going through this information. Don't get the people up in a rear. You know what I'm saying? They get
Yeah.
them all stirred up and tell them to be here or be there. Well, they get them stirred up. Yeah, you're going to have bad stuff happen. And that's why I said it's already been 2 years. Why ain't we heard anything?
We have, Larry. We've heard a lot of things.
Yeah,
I
we've
mean,
heard of it.
I don't honestly believe that all these people have been sent to jail and it's clones. I don't believe all that. I mean, some of it could be true, but not as much as what they're saying. And Lily, I think you may be right. Maybe this time next year I pray that's right anyway.
But no, I kind of think we will be. But I just wish this movie would get over with. I'm tired of hearing about the movie. I know
It's
you
not a
guys
movie to me. It's a carousel ride, and I'm getting tired of going around and around and around.
but it's like, well, if you're on a carousel, we can turn the switch off on it. But then you'll be laying there sick.
Probably.
But no, I just thought I'd come on. Like I said, I'm glad everybody comes on. But no, I've been watching that group pretty hard, and that's where I said I seen a lot of things, and I know it takes money to move people around and different things, and there's some people down there that don't have nothing. They don't even got a stream yard, and they're down there with nothing. And that's what I said. That young group down there, they came clear from Florida, and when they got up here, they started their stream, and then they gave it to all those people that was down there. Didn't even have a telephone or a stream yard or anything. And they said, well, these other guys, they're all streaming. They're getting money. And some of these other people don't. Some of them streamers was handing out clothes to the homeless and picking different things up, underwear, socks, giving it to them. And that's what I said. I think that's pretty nice of them doing that. But no, I'm glad you guys could come on here because I wanted to really talk about it, about those other groups, of what people thinks of it. Do they support them? As soon as I seen, like I said, some of those Marines that's been in combat there, and some of those old people, it's they're cooking and cleaning and doing different things. And that's like the bathrooms there. There was bathrooms, porta potties all over. What did they do? They picked them up so they couldn't use it. Now there's one bathroom in the Capitol, and it closes after hours, but there's a porta potty there. They're saying it's full, clear to the lid.
Crap.
How can that city go without bathrooms? Where's the EPA in that town if them guys don't have no bathrooms in that city? That does not make no sense. How can they get by with that? All those people there, no bathrooms. You got McDonald's there, but it's 2 or 3 hours away, or 2 or 3, maybe 50 minutes away. But you could ride a scooter there, but it costs $23.
Hang on just a minute, Larry. Hang on just a minute. Lily, not Lily, Miss Blue Moon or Edna, can you kick Naked HD out? Got it.
But no, I just don't understand how they can run a city like that with only 2 or 3 bathrooms. You know what I'm saying? Them guys are down there suffering with no toilets. And then you get different streamers said, I'll support you. I'll make sure you got a toilet on the back of a trailer. Well, now they're saying they can't do that. That's not right. It don't make sense. And that's what I said. You got the Black Lives Matter. You got the freaking Antifa. You got other people. The Constitution stands for all of you guys. What don't you understand? It stands for everybody.
Well, see, that's just it. A lot of these people don't think it does because they're liberals or whatever they want to call themselves. They assume it's for other people, not for them, because it's not written for them.
But that's why I said, don't them guys go look at this? If they take that away, they're completely done. Everybody's done. And why ain't they standing in with the group? It does not make any sense. It don't.
Well, I, for one, have never heard of that group until after you said something about it. So therefore, that's on them because they're not advertising it. Like, even if they came on a small channel like yours, at
Well,
least
that's
they'd
what.
be getting out there.
Well, that's the same thing I said. Look, I might only have 6 people, but look how many people you could tell. The word of
Well,
mouth, the word of mouth goes pretty far.
you don't know how many people are going to be seeing this later either.
Yeah, but
So you could virtually have like 50 to 100 people or more.
yeah, but that's what I said. They was promised that they would have 500 people there, and then 90 motorcycles. Uh, they was offered porgy potties. There's nothing there. And that's what I said. It's sickening to see that because you got people that was in the service standing up for everybody's rights, and then you got all these 80 and 70 some year old people there standing up for our rights, and it just makes me sick. They don't realize that Constitution's for everybody, and it just saddening.
A lot of people don't care, Larry. I'm just telling you the truth. A lot of people just don't care.
But that's like all my family members. My grandpa, everybody, my brother and even them, and I never went, but they did. But I'm glad what they've done. My brother, he's had 8 or 9 tours to Iraq. He's been everywhere, and I'm glad he went there and learned a skill and different things. And I'm happy for every veteran. If I see any veteran, I'll go up and shake their hand and appreciate what they've done for all of us. I don't ever let a veteran go by that I don't talk to. If I know you're a veteran, I'm gonna shake your hand. But so has anybody else got anything to ramble about? We can ramble about them bots too.
I don't know anything else, Larry, and I've got to get up early in the morning, so I am going to have to go. It's
Uh,
already 11 o'clock.
well, I have too. Like I said, I think we had a pretty good show. We went 2 hours and something. And I appreciate all you guys. Lily, Jay, appreciate you. Everybody I appreciate. And like I said, I'm glad you guys came over and we had a good talk. Love all you veterans that came in here. But everybody, I like everybody. But like I said, I just wanted to give everybody, like I said, there's been a lot of streamers on this week. And a lot of people ain't even talking about them. And that's why I wanted to ask because it just makes me sick seeing veterans down there, kids down there, old people sitting in their cars. It just makes me sad. But just keep the faith of God, keep praying, things will get better.
Amen.
Yep.
Anyway, good night, y'all. Love y'all.
Good night.
Talk
Thank
to you
y'all.
later.
Bye.
Bye.